We are all slaves. What do I mean by that? I don't mean slaves as in, the stereotypical sense, like physical slaves. I mean that in a different way. We are all slaves of our own minds. Every single one of us, even me. I'm making this video right now. How many of you are even close to reaching your full potential? How many of you are even close to reaching whatever goal it is you're trying to reach in your life? Tell me. How close of you? None of us are there. I mean, that's pretty obvious. But how many of us are really close enough to where we're close as we want to be? We're close enough to where as we can actually stop for a minute and enjoy the progress. Celebrate the process. Not too many of us. Why is that? It goes back to what I just said. We are slaves of our own minds. We are slaves. By that, I mean, we are slaves of our own thoughts. A lot of us are trapped so deep into our heads that we haven't even scratched the surface of the potential that we could be reaching. I don't know the exact percentage, but I know that it's a certain percentage of our brain's potential that we could be using, but we're not even close to it. And it's sad. No one's left out of this. Every one of us, we're all guilty of it. I mentioned in another video about intrusive thoughts and how they can take over, how they can stop you from doing whatever it is that you were intending on doing. Whether it's, applying for a promotion or asking your crush out on a date or whatever. Your life is full of so many obstacles. You're going to have obstacles on your journey, wherever it is you're trying to reach. But the one thing you got to remember is that the greatest obstacle of all time is sometimes right up in here. It's yourself. A lot of times, the only thing that's really stopping us from getting where we need to be is ourselves. That's what I mean by you're a slave of your mind. You ever realize that sometimes all it takes is one bad thought, one negative thought to take you completely off your track? Completely off the right state of mind. All it takes is one thought to just wreck your train of thought. You're going to win. You're going to win. You keep telling yourself, I'm going to win. I'm going to get there. I'm going to get there. I'm going to make it. I'm going to make it. I'm going to get there. Whatever I'm fighting for, it's going to happen. I am going to make this happen. And then all it takes is one bad thought, 1 ounce of self-doubt. All it takes, a split second of self-doubt. And boom, you're already ready to quit. You have to understand how much a split second, how much of a difference a split second can make. Just like that, like a Thanos snap, one split second can be the deciding factor between victory and defeat. One split second. All it takes is one split second to have a bad thought, to have a negative thought. That one split second can cause a ripple effect, and it can destroy every ounce of positivity that you ever had leading up to that very moment. Every action, every accomplishment, every goal, it starts with an idea. It starts with an idea. It starts with a thought. This is something that you're thinking about. You thought about it before you actually started doing it. But here's the thing. Just because you're already doing it, your mind is still racing. You're still thinking. You're still thinking about how to get to the next step, how to take the next step, how to get to the next chapter in your life. So going back to that one split second, a millisecond, one bad thought, 1 ounce of negativity will trigger your whole mindset. Mindset is everything. It starts in the mind. Like I said, actions start as ideas. Mindset. What is your mindset going towards reaching your goal? Are you constantly putting yourself down? Are you constantly telling yourself, you know what? Maybe this isn't for me. Maybe this isn't for me. We've all had moments like that. We've all had moments where the road gets a little rough. Things get a little tough for us. And then we start asking ourselves, you know what? Maybe this isn't for me. But you got to remember, these are moments. They're just moments. And if you're not careful, those moments can get repetitive. Because you start to find yourself getting comfortable being negative. And a lot of us don't realize that we do it. We have so many negative thoughts racing in our head that we let it pile up. We let it continue. We continue to doubt and continue to doubt and continue to doubt and continue to doubt, and so on and so on and so on, to the point where that shit starts becoming an abundance. And before you know it, whatever progress you were making, it's all the way back there. It's all the way back at the beginning of the line. Because here you are right now in a bad train of thought. All your accomplishments just went out the window because now you stuck. You stuck in one place. You stuck in one mindset. You're stuck in a negative mindset. And now you're stuck, and now you don't know what to do. Excuse me. You're stuck, trapped in this bubble that you created. You mentally created this bubble. And there's not going to be anybody to pull you out. Nobody can pull you out of a negative mindset. That's like depending on somebody to make you happy. Nobody can make you happy. Nobody can change your mindset except for you. So now you got to ask yourself, I'm trapped in this bubble. How am I going to get out? How am I going to get out? Don't bother asking who's going to get you out, because let me tell you something. That who is nobody. Nobody is coming to save you. You are responsible for this. You are responsible for putting yourself in this mess. And now you are going to be responsible for whether or not you get yourself out. Whether or not you push forward or you stay right where you are. Are you staying planted? You're planted in one space because of one split second. 1 split second, you allowed yourself to be trapped. You allowed yourself to become a slave. That was that one moment of slavery. So what are you going to do? These are questions that you have to ask yourself. If you're not asking yourself these questions, let me tell you something. If you're not constantly talking to yourself in your head, then you're not making any progress. There's no such thing as a person that doesn't talk to themselves, whether it be out loud or in their head. There's no such thing. We all talk to ourselves every now and again. This is an example of that. Let's go for a little walk. To understand what makes us slaves, to understand our intrusive thoughts is real simple. It's a matter of understanding human emotion. Understand your own emotions. I've said this so many times, acknowledging your emotions. What are you feeling? What are you feeling at this very moment? What are you feeling in that moment of self-doubt? What are you feeling in that moment of negativity, that moment where you feel like you can't do it? What do you feel like? What are your thoughts? What's racing through your head? Ignore the thoughts. Concentrate on the feeling. What is this feeling that's driving you to this? Is it anxiety? Is it fear? Is it sadness? Is it triggered by a memory of failure, a memory where you tried and you failed? Trying and failing can be tough. Trying and failing can be discouraging. It can be very discouraging. None of us want to lose. None of us want to fail. But to really win is to be able to fail. If you're going to be able to win, you have to be able to fail. You have to be able to lose. In order to be happy, you have to understand what it means to be sad. In order to be sad, in order to accept that you're sad, you have to accept the reality that eventually you're going to be happy. All of this goes together. It's all a mindset. Your emotions, just like the seasons, they're going to change. They're always going to change. You're not always going to be positive, but you're not always going to be negative. Acknowledging your emotions is to really have them. That's balancing, is to understand that your emotions, you don't balance your emotions. Your emotions balance themselves. They do. Happiness, sadness. Like I said, just like the seasons, you're going to have a change of thought. You're going to have a change in emotion. Understanding this is the key to not being afraid. Not being afraid to be afraid. Fear is going to come. Staying afraid, that's a choice. It is your choice to stay afraid. Just like it is your choice to whether or not you want to stay in this mindset, whether or not you want to continue to be a slave of your thoughts, to be a slave of your emotions, to be a slave of yourself. This is your choice. Nobody else can make that for you. I said it before, nobody else can make you happy. Nobody else can control your emotions. You have to control them. And by controlling them is by acknowledging them. Acknowledging that this thought that's going on in your head, it's just a thought. That's all it is. It's nothing else. It's a thought. It's not an action. If you're going to let one bad thought, one split second of negative thinking, if you're going to let that stop you from getting to where you need to be, if you're going to let that stop you from winning, then let me tell you something, man. It's going to be a long, hard road ahead. Long, hard road ahead. You're going to have way more tough times than good times. I'm telling you. So now that we understand this, now here's the $1 million question. How do you stop yourself from being a slave? How do you free yourself? How? It's simple. Everything that I just said. Acknowledgement. Acknowledgement is everything. Acknowledge that right now you're feeling this way, but also acknowledge the possibility that it can change. The reality that it will change. Emotions, seasons, they go hand in hand, baby. They're going to change. It's that simple. Acknowledgement is the key to freedom. It's the key to mental freedom, to truly free yourself from your mind. You have to reach a certain point in your life where nothing really bothers you. Even if it does bother you, you know it's not going to bother you for a long period of time. Like I said, moments and emotions, man, they're going to change. You know, like spring becomes summer, summer becomes autumn, and so on and so forth. They're going to change. Your mindset, it's going to constantly change. Human psychology, human emotion. You understand all that, you'll be fine. You got to make it to a point where you're comfortable with just being okay. You're okay with not always being okay. It's okay to not be okay. It's okay to be sad every now and again, but you know that's not going to last forever. Always remember that. Times change, seasons change, and your emotions change gradually. Every second, you are evolving, even if you don't feel like it. Just because you're not aging right away, that don't mean shit. You are constantly evolving mentally every single second. So you got to reach that point in your life where it's like, you know what? That's cool. Things going to be okay because everything works out the way it's supposed to. Things work themselves out. Sometimes you got to sit back and just, you know what? Let things happen. If it's something that you can't change, don't try to change it. If it's something that you can change, work to change it. If it's something that you have no business worrying about, why are you worrying about it? That's another thing. So many of us are so wrapped up in worrying about shit that we can't change. Shit that we think it involves us, but it doesn't. That's the complete opposite of running your own race, man. That's you worrying about somebody else's race. You worrying about somebody else's progress. You're worrying about what somebody else is thinking about you. People that you don't know. Have you ever had a moment where you walk into a room and all of a sudden you get nervous? You're nervous around a bunch of people that don't know you. Why are you so worried about what these people think about you? Why does that matter to you? Mindset, it's a thought. It's anxiety. It's an emotion. It's a complex that we all have. But if you ever next time you find yourself in that moment, I want you to do something. Just take the time, take a breath, and let that shit happen. Don't try to escape. You get nervous, you start sweating. You know what? Sweat it out. Sit there and take that shit. Your heart starts pounding, let it happen, because let me tell you, it's going to pass. If it passed before, it's going to pass again. It's an emotion. Emotions, seasons, they will change. You will change. You are constantly changing. Sometimes the greatest prison is the one you put yourself in. You put yourself in that box. You got to get yourself out of it. Slave to your mindset, slave to yourself. Stop being a slave, free yourself. What's that old saying, man? You got to eventually unplug from the matrix. Well, unplug yourself. Stop thinking that things are going to always be bad. But don't get so cocky that you think things are going to always be good. You're going to do good, but you're going to fuck up too. It's okay. You have to repetitively tell yourself it's okay. I've told so many of my friends that it's going to be okay. I've told them that to the point where they get sick of hearing it. I want them to be sick of hearing it. I want them to be sick of me saying it, because once you're sick of hearing it, you're going to start saying it. It's a training. Train yourself. I've trained so many friends to do that because I trained myself to do it. People always ask me, Eric, why are you so calm? Why are you so stoic? Why are you just always collected? Why does nothing bother you? First off, don't ever say nothing bothers you. Things are going to bother you. Things are supposed to bother you. But they're not supposed to break you. I truly believe that our minds are really our training grounds. Your mind is your training ground. And I think that's really the issue in regards to being a slave to your mind. We treat our minds like prisons. What do I mean by that? It goes back to everything that I was just talking about with intrusive thoughts. letting your thoughts take over, letting them take hold, letting them overwhelm you to where it starts to feel like a reality. A thought is not a reality. I've said it 100 times. I will say it again. A thought is not a reality. Your mind is your training ground. Anytime we're stuck in our heads, we always think it's a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. Sometimes being in your head is good. A lot of times it's good. 99% of the time it's good, because it gives you a chance that you didn't even know you had. Next time you're in your head, think of it like this. I'm having a thought. I'm in my head now. Now it's time to train. This isn't a prison. This is my gym. So now that I'm in the gym, I'm going to practice. I'm going to train harder. To whereas when I finally get out of my head, I'm ready to fight again. I'm ready to start moving again. I'm ready to take those steps again, one day at a time. I'm ready to take that next step, one step at a time, one day at a time. I'm ready. I did my training. I've acknowledged my emotions. I was sad for a minute. I was discouraged for a minute. I'm fine. Now it's time to get back to work. Training ground, never a prison. You do that, you think like that, you'll be free before you know it. So here we are at the end. Whether or not this video made sense is completely up to you. It's completely up to your mindset. But regardless, I would like to thank you all so much for tuning in. Also, if you are new to my channel, don't be a stranger. Hit the like button, subscribe, and share. And whatever you decide to do, if no one else tells you, I will tell you. I love you, and I'm proud of you. Keep it up.